Welcome back to Big Fellas. How are you, Mark?
I'm good, mate. How are you?
Yeah, I'm good, thank you. Did you have a game last night?
I did, yep. Good bit of man v fat. And we're not in the best team, if truth be told. We don't win very often. But last night we had an absolute barnstorming game and we won 8-7. Last minute winner, the lot. It was brilliant. End to end stuff. We went 1-0 up in the first few seconds, then went 4-1 down, got it back to 4-4, then 5-4 up, 5-5, 6-5 up, 6-6, 7-6 up, 7-all, and then 8-7 in the last minute.
Right.
What a game.
And more importantly, did you win off the pitch?
We did. We won 9-8 off the pitch. So all in all, yeah, a big win and really, really enjoyable. And yeah, we bang on it about. There is a little bonus for Man v Fat for those who want to get involved, isn't there, Darren?
Yeah, there is. Yeah, if you put the promo code Big Fellas in, then you get your sign up for just £1 rather than a tenner. So a nice little £9 saving. Yeah, worth doing, I think.
Yeah,
worth doing. And it's quite prevalent, isn't it? Because today, Aaron, how are you doing, mate?
Yeah, good, thank you, guys. Yeah, not too bad.
Good. And you are a Man v Fat player as well, I believe.
I am, yeah. So I play in the Oval League. Been with Man v Fat since 2019. So yeah, been around a little while.
Old school, yeah. Fair play. And we met a few weeks back, didn't we, Aaron, at the Man v Fat Awards, and you picked up an award that evening. Do you want to tell us a bit about that?
Yeah, I did. Yeah, picked up my second Man v Fat award now. So I picked up one last year as well. Yeah, I picked up one last year as well. So most active this year. So one I was definitely proud of.
Congratulations.
Yeah, thank you.
Good stuff, mate. And looking at you now as we do this interview, you do this at Man v Fat sometimes. You look at people and you're like, why are you here? And you're looking.
I get asked that question a lot, actually.
Yeah.
Do you? But how heavy were you when you first started, mate?
Yeah, so when I first joined in 2019, I'd lost about 5 kilos before I joined, but I weighed at my heaviest, I was about 19 stone. So, and I was quite young. I was only sort of 23 when I joined, so I was probably one of the youngest in our league, to be honest. But yeah, I lost about 5 kilos prior to joining. It was one of my friends actually who found it and suggested signing up, so we signed up together. And to be honest, it was just the kick up the arse I needed, really. It just got me going. And since then, I love Man v Fat. It's, to me, it's the best thing I've ever found, and the biggest thing I could ever preach about, helping men in losing weight and meeting new people as well. That's another massive thing. So yeah, I've always spoken highly about Man v Fat, always will, and I don't think I'll ever leave and part of the furniture now. So
that's it, isn't it? No,
yeah.
I love that. And so you started off at 19 stone. Where are you now?
So I was actually lighter than I am now. I got down to my lightest during the first lockdown. I obviously Man v Fat stopped, and they did I don't know how long you guys have been around. They did the Man v Fat challenge, which was the sort of online platform around, and a few of the guys from the Oval signed up to that. So at that point, I got down to about 12.5 stone. Second lockdown, I put a little bit back on, and then I'm sitting now about 13.5 stone. So still 5.5 stone down from where I started, but feeling better now than I have done ever. So yeah, really, really pleased. And I'd like to get a little bit back off. I'd still like to go down a little bit more, but it's definitely a lot harder doing it the second time round.
Yeah, and maintaining it, they say, is a lot harder than actually losing it, isn't it?
It is.
Yeah. Okay, and so let's sort of take you back then. So you're 19 stone and you decide to join Man v Fat. What were the sort of initial changes that you sort of took on?
A lot of it, to be honest, was mainly down to kind of cutting down how much I ate. So I've never been a salad lover. I've never been a fruit lover. So I knew that trying to force myself to eat those kind of things was never going to be beneficial to me. I've done Slimmer World in the past, I've done Weight Watchers in the past, and it never really it never stuck, it never stuck for me. So it was about still being able to eat the food I enjoy, but making healthier choices. So, rather than buying, pizza from a shop, make a pizza from a wrap, using a wrap as a base and cutting out half the calories, straight away, and just cutting down the amount I eat as well. A lot of it was snacking in the evening, so really cutting that down. And trying to just make sure that I controlled my calories, especially throughout the week, and really recorded them and was accurate with them. I think that's the big thing with Man v Fat, the tracking element and making sure that you track accurately. I think that's really helpful, and it does really make a difference. I find those times when I drop off a little bit, or I have a few weeks struggling, it's probably because I haven't been quite as consistent with my tracking or quite as accurate as I know I should be. But when I really get back on it, start weighing back out my food and making sure that I'm recording everything I eat, the weight starts dropping back off again. So big thing I suggest to anyone really, and make sure that you track your food well, the weight loss will happen.
Yeah, I totally agree with that. I've been sort of back on it last week and a half, and I find tracking, it just holds you so much more accountable to yourself.
Absolutely.
And the portion controls as well. Like I don't think you realize when you just throw, I don't know, say your pasta in the water,
Yeah.
how much you're putting in. But when you're weighing it, it just, I don't know, it's just, you just make much better decisions.
It's scary, isn't it, when you actually do weigh it and you think, gosh, I was eating double that in one sitting, because it looks like a normal portion, but actually it's not. And that's what, like you say, being accountable for it is a big thing. A lot of guys that I've spoken to in our league that maybe have been struggling, I've spoken to them about holding themselves accountable and really, weigh it out. And when they start doing that, they say, "Oh, I've realised straight away, where I've been going wrong." So I think it's something that people probably don't do as much as they should do, but it's definitely something that we should push more, between each other and make sure that we're doing. And it's something that's really, it really helped me get to where I am now. And it's something that I still do now, is to make sure that I do control, look at the portion sizes.
Do you look at your macronutrients as well? Because that's the other thing I love about my fitness pal, is that what I've been finding is, because I'm tracking anyway, I'll then look at the macro breakdown and aim for more protein. And by doing that, I'm eating far less because I'm more satisfied.
I used to. I think especially when I first started Man v Fat, I was probably a lot more into that than I am now. I think now I'm at a point where I kind of know how much I can eat to sort of maintain where I am and sort of stay at the weight I'm at. I don't do it as much now, but yeah, that's definitely something I did from the start. I'd really look at, carbohydrates and proteins and fats and saturated fats to make sure that I was eating the right amounts of stuff, and not going over. And again, I think that's where probably a lot of people maybe go wrong, is not keeping a track of those things. Because although you might be eating what's considered the right thing, sometimes it's not, and you're still eating way more than you should be.
Yeah, no, I get that. And from obviously your awards that you won, you are the most active. And where did that activity come from then?
Yeah, so when I first started Man v Fat, a lot of it was down to the food, and eventually that did plateau. My body got used to that, and that's when I sort of had to really start upping the amount of exercise. So I'd always had a bit of a goal in my mind that running a half marathon is something I always wanted to do. Not something that most people want to do, but I don't know, it's just something in my head that I've always liked to do. And when I was younger, I used to go running with my mother-in-law, and to say that my mother-in-law could run, more than me, further than me, faster than me, it's not something you necessarily want to admit, especially when you're in your early 20s. So I really kind of knuckled down, and I was like, right, that's my target. Get to that half marathon. I had signed up for one in Yeovil, and then obviously COVID lockdown hit and it got cancelled. I then signed up to another one later in the year, which again got cancelled. So eventually I just decided, right, I'm going to plan my own route and I'm going to go out and do my own half marathon. Loads of support from the guys in the Yeovil League. They were all behind me. I raised money for charity for it, and the buzz I got from completing it just kind of made me want to do more. So from there, I went on to a marathon. Ran my first marathon in 2021. I ran Exeter Marathon. Again, probably one of the hardest things I ever did at the time. I was absolutely broken towards the end of it. I remember calling my missus and being like, "Can you just tell me to get on with it? Because I'm in my own head here, telling myself that I need to stop." But it's one of those things. But the buzz I've got from it, and I just continued since then. To be honest, it's just become probably an obsession, actually. I'd say it's gone past the point of being a hobby. It's now an obsession. If I can't go out for a run, my missus is saying, "You need to go out for a run because you're getting a bit grouchy. You need to get out," because she knows, and I've just, but being active has become such a big part of my life, a massive, massive part, and more so in the last sort of couple of years. After that first marathon, I did sort of drop off a little bit. And when that second lockdown hit, like I said, I put a bit of weight back on. So I knew that I needed to get back into it. And I find personally that signing up for stuff gives me that motivation to get out there and do it. So signing up for an event really helps me get motivated. And quite a few of our guys in our league have been out and done quite a few events now as well, half marathons, marathons, ultra marathons. So we've got a good little community of people that run in the Oval League, and I know I've actually connected to a few guys around the other leagues as well that that are out there doing it. So it's becoming, I'd say there's definitely more people doing it. And there's probably a lot out there that don't really talk about it. But I think the biggest thing for bigger lads as well, it's probably the worry of going out running and thinking like people are looking at you and people are judging you for doing what you're doing and you're slow or whatever. Yeah, running's running. It doesn't matter how fast you run. It doesn't matter how far you run. At the end of the day, getting out there and doing something is the biggest thing, the best thing that you can do. And it doesn't have to be running. It could be cycling, it could be swimming, it could be walking. It really doesn't matter. I just find that Mark and I, obviously we were at the wards together, and a lot of the stories we heard, weren't they, around men's mental health and how important being active was. And it really struck a chord with me, and it really kind of made me realise actually how important it is to not just my own mental health, but a lot of other people as well. And I think Mavi Fat are real advocates for that.
Yeah, 100%. And so, how did it start? Like, what were your runs like at the start? Because I can imagine a
Terrible.
19-year-old guy. Even at 19 stone, I'd have had no appetite for it and wouldn't have been able to run very far. So, what did the early stages look like, and how did you build on that?
I mean, a lot of people now use Couch to 5K, and I don't think I really knew about it at the time when I started. So for me, it was just getting out and starting off doing a mile. Can I go run a mile? Even if I can't run the whole thing, can I just go out and do a bit? And then slowly sort of building it up. And I Googled a lot of plans and what plans I could follow to get myself to that half marathon. But I know a lot of people that use Couch to 5K and rave about it. And I think, like I say, it's not about how far you run. It's not about how fast you run. It's just about doing it, and you have to want to do it. You have to want to go out and do it for yourself. At the end of the day, I've met people that have kind of, oh, I really want to do this, and they force themselves to do it, and by the end of it, I never want to do that again. So you have to want to be able to do it yourself. But if you can see the enjoyable side of it about getting out and just, I find personally when I go out for a run, it's my time to just think about things. You're away from the house, you're away from work. It's just think about all those things that have been building up in your head over a day, and you can just clear your head. By the time you get home, that all that adrenaline running through your body, you feel instantly so much happier and so much better. But yeah, my biggest advice to people is just get out and try it. Get out and try it. And if that doesn't work for you, then find something that does. It doesn't have to be running. It doesn't have to be that. Being active is not about just running. It's about going out for a walk. If you've got a dog, take your dog out. If you've got kids, take your kids out. Whatever it may be. But yeah, the awards especially really kind of nailed for me how important it is for men to one, talk about their feelings, but also do something about it as well.
Do you find that being more active, so like you said, it can be anything, it can be running, it can be, we've spoke to cyclists on here, we've spoke to, there's all sorts of people, it could be swimming, anything like that. But do you find that being more active holds you more accountable when it comes to diet as well? Because I'm assuming you wouldn't want to go and do a run and have a Mackey's breakfast or something like that, would you? Does it help you with your food?
Yeah, definitely. I'm more conscious. I mean, at the moment, I'm training for quite a big run. So when you're doing that, it's quite hard to find the balance sometimes with, your food and your training. But then that adds to the challenge. It adds to, making yourself be more accountable, because you're thinking, okay, yes, I have done a long run and I've probably burnt so many calories, but actually I still need to watch what I eat and also eat the right things, that the things that are going to help you recover better, the things that are going to, you're not going to go and do a massive run and then, like you say, go out and eat a load of junk food, because you're not going to feel very good for it afterwards. So you've got to still be a bit conscious. But yeah.
You say you got a long run coming up. What's the if a marathon's not a long run, what is?
This year, with one of the guys in our league, Tom. So we did a 50k ultra marathon last year. The legs are fine, actually. Surprisingly, my legs are actually feeling fine right now, but my feet are not.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Yeah.
Yeah, how do you cope with that? Like, blisters and that kind of thing.
Well, that's it. The blisters. There is a not so pretty side to doing these, longer events. Yeah, the feet are feet are pretty battered right now. I can't lie, but it's it's just one of those things. It's weird. It was hard. Don't get me wrong. It wasn't easy, but at the same time, that feeling at the end of it, to think what you've achieved and what I've just done, and thinking, God, there's not many people out there that can say they've done that. It's I don't know, it just gives you a buzz and makes you want more. And I think this is the thing for me. I did the marathon. I'm like, okay, what's next? I want more. I did the 50k last year. I'm like, right, what's next? I want more. But yeah, I think the wife's getting a bit fed up now, so I've got to slow down after this one and maybe have a bit of a break from the longer events, because the training is probably the biggest thing. It's 5-6 days a week running to kind of get to where I am. So it does take its toll.
No, but that is incredible for someone who was 19 stone, and I was 19 stone myself, to to getting to the point where you can run ultra marathons. I mean, I take my hat off to you, mate. That is really incredible. So well done to you, mate. Seriously.
Yeah, thank you.
But yeah, let's just move on a bit and sort of talk about your Man v Fat experience. And
Yeah.
so you joined the Yeovil League, and so tell us a bit about the Yeovil League. Sort of how many teams you got going there, and
Yeah, it's not
what's the
it's not a
setup like?
massive league. We've only got 6 teams. It's been 6 teams from when I started. I think we've got a few other leagues not too far, and the Oval's not a massive place, so we've never dropped below, but we've never managed to quite get enough to go higher. But no, it's a really, really nice league. There's still quite a few guys there that have been there from the start, from when I joined, and lots of new people coming through, which is really nice to see. And we've got some incredible weight loss stories in the league, and we've got some guys that have, lost massive amounts of weight, and have also won other Man v Fat awards as well, which is really brilliant. Considering the size of our league and against some of the other leagues around the country, to take away one of the national awards is a massive achievement. But no, we're a really tight knit community. A lot of the stuff we do is around community work and charity work. And Kev, our coach, he was actually a player when I first joined, so he was captain of my team, and now he's the coach. He's been there since the Yeovil League first started, so he's been there, from day one. But no, we've got a great little league going on. Yeah, really really good bunch of guys. And for me, like I say, I'm not necessarily there for myself anymore. I find I'm there for other people. I like to be there to support guys and see them go through their journeys, and that gives me that buzz now. It was doing it for myself before, but now it's kind of doing it for the others, which I really enjoy.
Fair play. So are you at BMI now? Is that right?
Not quite. I'm a little bit outside it, but I'm not far off. So I'm hoping I'll get there in the next couple of months. Like I say, it gets a bit more difficult doing it the second time round. First time round I got to BMI easy. This time round it's like the body's used to everything now, so
Yeah.
nothing I do.
You must be building some big, like muscles as well. And, we know with BMI, don't we? It's only so good. If you're running or training to run 100k, then you're going to be having some pretty, well, you'd like to think, some
A lot of
pretty
carby
big muscles.
meals and a lot of
Yeah.
carbs, a lot of pasta, which doesn't help with weight loss.
Oh.
Helps with running though, gives you the energy, but doesn't necessarily help with the weight loss.
And so, what were you like, sort of football-wise? Did you play much football before joining?
Yeah, I played throughout my youth, so I played up until sort of under 18s, and then I fell out of love with the game really. I think it got all too serious too quick when I was a bit younger, and so I dropped off for a few years, and then obviously joined Man v Fat again. I've never done anything more outside of Man v Fat. We've got 11's team as well. I think with the running and with Man v Fat, the missus has always said you're not doing weekends as well. That's too much, which I can understand. That's fair enough. I've got to see her some days of the week. So,
Well, yeah, of course.
but no, I've always enjoyed football. I've always loved football, and it's signing back up kind of really gave me that love for it again. But being with guys where it's not too serious, it's there's that competitive edge, and there's that you want to win, but at the same time it's a bit of fun. It's nice to kind of just get out of the house and go and spend some time with like-minded guys and have a bit of a game.
Yeah, I mean, it isn't too serious, but you do find it's still quite competitive as well.
Oh, definitely. I've just come back from the national tournament as well, which was obviously very competitive. So
Yeah. How'd you get on there?
Yeah, we did well. We last few years we've not done too great. We've not made it out of the groups, but we made it to the last 16 this year, so we did well. We took a good team. Unfortunately we had Margate who knocked us out. Brilliant bunch of lads, but they were in our group. They beat us in the first game, and then we drew against them in the last 16, and they well and truly battered us. I think they saved the pasting for the later rounds. So but they did well. They made it to the semis, and only just got knocked out by the eventual winner Swansea. So we didn't do too bad. We didn't do too bad in the end, but we all went away proud. Really proud of our achievements. It was a brilliant day. Did you guys go up? Did you guys head up for the tournament?
There was a Peterborough team up there. I think we got to the quarters, but yes, I've played in previous tournaments. I played in 20, I think it was 21 or 22, I think it was, and we
Yeah,
got to the quarters then. And it's
nice.
but yeah, that was at St George's Park, which was a cracking day out. So it's
Yeah.
yeah. I mean, that's one of the great things about Man v Fat that maybe doesn't get spoken about, but it is just the opportunity to do sort of these kind of tournaments.
Oh, amazing.
Um,
Yeah. Meet all the
yeah,
people from around
yeah.
we had the USA team in our league, to
Oh wow.
yeah, so to meet those guys and chat to them about what they're doing over there, it's brilliant. It's when
Yeah,
else do you get to do these kind of things? It's just an amazing thing to be able to meet up, and I've made so many connections over the years with people from all different leagues all over the country, and it's lovely. You bump into them at these tournaments, and you still remember who each other are, and you stop and have a chat, and it's great. It's like I say, it's just such a big part of Man v Fat. It's not just about your own league, is it? It's about the whole community, which is
Definitely, definitely. So, you've the other thing that I want to bring up that you mentioned earlier is around mental health.
yeah.
So, me and Mark have discussed in the past how Man v Fat can definitely help with mental health. I think getting out and being more active certainly helps with mental health. Is that something that you've sort of experienced personally, or have you just sort of seen it a lot in your journey, if you like?
Yeah, I've seen it a lot over the years, family members and friends. I've never been one, I'd say myself, that's really, I'd say I've necessarily suffered with it myself. But when I think about it now and I think about how active I am, I think, actually when I was my biggest, that I wasn't happy. I was down. I wasn't, as happy as I am now. Whereas now I feel like I'm kind of pretty much always happy, but that's because I keep myself active and I keep my mind clear, and I really try and encourage it to the guys within our league as well. It's when guys are having a bad day or whatever, I'm like, do you want to meet up and go for a walk, or do you want to go for a chat, or go for a little kickabout or something? Just because it's nice to do that. It's nice to just get out, get a bit of fresh air, and I just find that instantly you feel better for it. Like I say, the wife's always telling me if I've had a bad day at work, go out for a run or go out for a walk or something, but that's because I know that, and she knows that will help me clear my head and get me in a good headspace. So yeah, I think that there's a lot of people that do struggle and probably don't realize the benefits of just being a little bit active, and how much it can help. And that's not the only way to obviously help, but I just think it's a free tool there. It's a free tool that everyone has access to.
Yeah, I think because some of the stories at the Man v Fat Awards around mental health were remarkable, weren't they? They were
Oh,
really
amazing.
hard hitting, and I think you're right. I think being more active, we all know that's good for your mental health, isn't it? Getting out in the open as well, around nature and stuff, fresh air, getting those endorphins going is always going to be positive for your mental health. But I think the team environment as well really helps
Yeah.
because sometimes we get caught up in life, don't we? Like you say, with work, family, and all the stuff, and you don't get much you time. I think just getting up to Man v Fat once a week with a group of lads, having a bit of banter, having fun, exercising a little bit, it is such a positive thing for mental health.
Yeah, definitely, definitely. We've got a lot of guys that, there's a lad on our team who, when he first signed up, he was, quite a big lad. He didn't know many people. He was quite quiet, quite down. He's now one of the loudest guys in our league, and he's there. He loves a bit of banter with everyone. And actually, his parents have been along before and said, genuinely, you guys have like saved his life. Like he is the happiest we've ever seen him. And it's all down to you guys, and the way that you treat him and the way that you respect him, and the love that he has for being at Man v Fat. So it's here when you hear things like that, it really opens your eyes, doesn't it, and really makes you realise actually how much more Man v Fat does for you than just playing football. the football, to me, the football comes second. The weight loss, the speaking to people, the getting out of the house, that for me is man v fat. The
Yeah.
football is a benefit. It's a bonus.
Yeah, that's the shared interest, and it's everything else that it brings to the table, isn't it? And
Absolutely.
that camaraderie, the banter, and all that kind of thing, it's such a huge, huge part of it for us.
Yeah.
And yeah, again, I've had difficult moments, some quite recently, and it's always been that place where I can go just clear my head and just get on with something else and focus on something else. And it's
Yeah,
yeah,
we've had a guy in our league recently who's had a bit of a, he's had a terrible time. Unfortunately, lost a family member close to him, and he wanted to come back to Man v Fat as soon as possible. And everyone was saying as long as as long as you feel ready, and he was like, I want to, because to me it's getting out, it's that see it being around you guys and just not thinking about everything else gives me that happiness. And that's when it opens your eyes to actually just what Man v Fat is.
Yeah, I totally agree. I totally agree, and that's the power of it. Is that connection? It not only spurs you to not let your teammates down when it comes to making bad food choices through the week, because you don't want to put on and potentially lose your team a game, but you become close to those lads, and you do, like, I've been on teams where just for fitness you go out for a walk on a Friday night. We play on Mondays. You go out for a walk on a Friday night because most of the lads be sitting down and tempted by a few beers and stuff like that, and it's you build some great connections. It's really good.
Yeah, when I first joined the Oval League, I didn't know anyone. I knew me and my friend joined together. I knew no one. I moved here when I met my wife, and so for me it was a complete alien thing to do. Now my best mates around here, that they're all from Man v Fat. I met them all there. They're my closest mates. They came to my wedding. They came to my stag do. I they're there every day of the week. So it's way more than just let's go play football. So that's what I say. That's why I live and breathe it. I wouldn't be where I am today if it wasn't for Man v Fat. So.
that's awesome, mate. That really is. I guess it's a good time just to talk about Man v Fat, to big up your teams. What team do you play for?
Yeah, so our team's actually called Barney the Turkey Dinosaurs. We're purple, so
Fair play.
that's why. Yeah, no, we got a good bunch of lads. We had a first couple of seasons not too good on and off the pitch, but this season we seem to be doing really, really well. We're second in the weight loss league. We've got some really good weight loss stories going on, and the games on the pitch are sort of coming with that as well, which is brilliant. So yeah, big up our lads. I don't know if we're going to walk away with anything necessarily in our last season together, but to see the sort of journey from day one to where we are now, it's great to see that the sort of the weight loss that's happening, and the rest of the stuff that comes with it.
Brilliant. So what's to finish off, sort of, you've got this 100-kilometer run coming up. What are you got any plans after that? Because I'm assuming from running, really, that's pretty much it. Are you gonna maybe try cycling? I don't know.
Yeah, no, I'm under strict instructions. So me and the wife just had a little one. So yeah, I'm under strict instructions that yeah, trying to train with a little one is impossible. I'm actually going out for a run tonight, but I've got to put her to bed, so I'm probably not going to go out until God 11 o'clock tonight.
Wow.
Yeah, it's just one of those things you've got to do. But no, I will continue the running. I've just said that I will. I'll have to dial it back a little bit. Maybe not quite ultra marathons. I have signed up, and I've got Manchester Marathon next year. And I've got a few half marathon plans. But yeah, I've got to keep running. For me, it's the thing I love. It's the thing I enjoy. So I have to keep doing it. But I won't run as far.
Fair play.
You'll basically just do marathons, won't you? That's it.
Yeah.
Just a couple of marathons a year.
I know it sounds really, like, oh, just do marathons. It's not easy, believe me. It really isn't easy, and it's taken a long, long time to get to where I am, And I think this is the thing: is people think when they run, they have to do an event, they have to do a half marathon, they have to. That you don't just go out and enjoy it. Even if you just want to go out and run a mile is better than nothing, and if you enjoy doing it, then do it. There's no limit to running. I think there's a big thing on social media, and there's a few of the other Man v Fat guys that I know that post about it, is a big thing around, you have to do this and you have to do that, and you really don't. It's not about that. It's about doing it for yourself at the end of the day. So don't be put off by what you see online. Just go and give it a go, and if you enjoy it, then go for it.
Fair play. No, that's good to hear. That's probably a good place to round up. Well, can't sign off without saying congratulations on becoming a dad. That's
Thank you.
obviously a huge step. And how are you finding the early stages of fatherhood?
Yeah, difficult. Yeah, yeah, not
Yeah,
easy. Sleep deprived, back to work. Yeah,
yeah,
trying to train. So yeah, lots of busy days, busy nights, but love it. I wouldn't change it for the world. You know, it's the most rewarding thing as well as the most difficult thing, I think.
yeah. And yeah, certainly sort of managing sort of diet and fitness as a parent comes with a new set of challenges. And
Absolutely.
yeah,
Yeah.
but I'm sure, like I said, you've overcome so much already. So I'm sure you'll take this on in your stride, mate. But
No, I appreciate that. Thank you.
yeah, congratulations on your weight loss first. Congratulations on becoming a dad, and congratulations on your Man v Fat Awards.
Thank you.
So yeah, it's been a pleasure to have you on, Aaron. And
Yeah, been lovely to meet you guys. Thank you.
we will be back for another episode soon. So thank you, Aaron, and see you all guys on the next episode.